This is a pretty different format from my usual video essays, mainly because this is more of a continuation and explanation on my video that I did on Shadow Weaver's death scene from She-Ra. Please watch that video first for context. In the video, I spoke pretty negatively about Shadow Weaver, which upset some people. So here are some examples of the things I said that were probably the cause for the comments. However, throughout the series, there was one character who was consistently evil. Shadow Weaver was an abusive monster, and most of the characters and the fandom were practically waiting for her to die. She was consistently awful, yet her death made many people feel differently. I still agree with everything I said in that video, but considering the fact that I have gotten multiple essay-long comments on that video, I should probably elaborate. But before I go in depth on the comments, let me just say one thing. In one of the comments, somebody brought up the scene where Shadow Weaver keeps Adora instead of having, letting Hordak, that's his name, dispose of her. Let me just make it crystal clear that my Shadow Weaver video was not actually an analysis on her as a character. The video was an analysis of her death scene, therefore there was no need to talk about scenes that had nothing to do with her death, including that one. Therefore, I'm not going to talk about those in this video either, because that's not what the video is about. Anyways, I'm going to read the one comment that basically summarizes most of the comments on that video, and I'm going to explain why I don't agree with it. I don't think Shadow Weaver was evil, just very misunderstood. Starting off, let me just say that, from an objective standpoint at least, Shadow Weaver was evil, at least in the earlier seasons when she was still with the Horde. The Horde was evil, and she helped to carry out a lot of their bad actions, specifically in Season 1. Her character was much more complex than that. Her pursuit of power led her down a very dark path. Here, this person is removing Shadow Weaver's responsibility of the harm that she caused, specifically the harm that she caused as Light Spinner. It wasn't some force or ideology that made her evil, it was her decisions that she made that led to it. She's the one who made her Shadow Weaver, not her want for power or anything like that. Obviously goes factored into it, but she's the one who did it. She's the one who did the thing that made her Shadow Weaver. Kinda like Catra opening a portal. Sure, Entrapped and Hordak built it and the sword activated it, but Catra's the one who pulled the switch. That was a sacrifice she had to make. Again, she didn't have to become Shadow Weaver. Calling it a sacrifice is also very odd, as nothing good came from it. All she really sacrificed was her face not being scarred. She suffered very much and became twisted by it. The only times she ever suffered were because of her own actions or punishments from Hordak, which she received for said bad actions. No, she wasn't a nice person, but she did in fact care about Catra, Adora, and all of Etheria very much. Even if that is true, which I can't really disprove because I can't disprove it, so even if that is true, that doesn't mean that she displayed her love in a healthy way. She constantly abused Catra, manipulated Adora, and helped Glimmer almost destroy Etheria. The commenter basically frames her abuse as just her preparing Catra and Adora for the future, which is just not, that's not how you frame abuse. That's, yikes. They basically summarize the entire Light Spinner episode, followed by explaining why abusing Catra and Adora helped Etheria. And then they basically finish by saying Shadow Weaver was harsh but not evil. Now, I could go on for hours about how her treatment of Catra and Adora benefited no one. But hopefully, you already knew that. So, I'm just gonna say my thoughts on this. Yes, Shadow Weaver joined the Horde with good intent and sacrificed herself to help Adora get to the heart. I'm not gonna get into her sacrificing herself to help Adora because I already did that in my previous video on Shadow Weaver, which hopefully you've watched if you're watching this. So I'm not gonna go into my thoughts on that. But from a certain standpoint, yes, that's a good thing. However, that does not erase all the awful things that she did. She could have, she could have very easily trained Adora and Catra without leaving them with mountains of trauma, but she didn't. She instead chose to abuse them, which is not good. I responded to the comment basically just saying that she still abused people, which the commenter replied that Shadow Weaver was a victim of circumstance, just like Catra. With all due respect, of course. I don't want it to come across like I don't respect this person. I do. I just find this comment mountains of problematic. What? What do you mean? What kind of comparison is that? Catra was a victim of Shadow Weaver's abuse, but she still did bad things. The abuse doesn't excuse that. Shadow Weaver was not a victim of circumstance. She just faced the consequences caused by her own horrible actions. Shadow Weaver made her own bed, then she laid in it. Shadow Weaver dug her own grave, in a sense. Anyways, please stop leaving essay-long comments defending an abuser. You don't have to agree with me, but I also don't want any more comments calling Shadow Weaver's abuse helpful. It's getting kind of annoying. As much as I love reading y'all's comments, I do. I genuinely do like reading and replying to your comments. If it's an essay of you defending a fictional character who was literally a villain and a horrible, awful, abusive person, I don't want to read it. I will read it, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. And again, she's a fictional character, so it really isn't worth it to get mad. It really isn't worth it to get mad when I don't like her, or when anybody on the internet doesn't like her, because again, it's just a fictional character. Anyways, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I highly doubt I'll ever do this format again for a video essay, unless it's just like another response video like this. But if you did enjoy the Among Us gameplay guide recorded for this video, I do have 2 Among Us Let's Plays, where I'm actually talking about Among Us rather than Shadow Weaver, which, so if you like Among Us, you can subscribe. I do tons of things, I do music, I have an original series, Hellbound, that y'all might enjoy. It's real gay. Yeah, I just have a lot of things on my channel, so if you like that, or if you like video essay type videos, all sorts of videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button, or don't. I'm not going to force your hand. If you liked this video, leave a like or dislike. If you didn't like it, be honest with me. Leave your comments down below, but not an essay-long thing defending an abuser. I will read it, but it's just not worth it, man. Hopefully, because of this video, I will no longer have people freaking out at me in the comments, because some of the comments I've seen are like, oh my god, why are people bashing Shadow Weaver? And I'm like, she was not the greatest. Anyways, sorry that this video was kind of long-ish. I just felt the need. I usually don't respond to comments as like a whole video, but there's just so many, and they were all so long, that I was just like, you know what, I should probably address this. So, again, hope you enjoyed the video, I guess. Goodbye.